In the U.S. security strategy published at the end of 2025, the Americans pay particular attention to the Western Hemisphere of the Earth. The document identifies this area as a zone of exclusive U.S. dominance. The Donald Trump administration's efforts to take control of Greenland should be seen in terms of the implementation of this doctrine.
We need Greenland from a national security situation. It's so strategic. Right now, Greenland is covered with Russian and Chinese ships.
In a statement sent to CNN, the White House did not rule out the use of force to achieve Donald Trump's goal. President Trump has made it clear that acquiring Greenland is a national security priority for the United States and is critical to deterring our adversaries in the Arctic region. The president and his team are discussing a range of options to achieve this important foreign policy goal. And of course, the use of U.S. military force is always an option available to the commander-in-chief. Donald Trump's interest in Greenland dates back to his first term. In 2019, the first signs appeared that he was interested in buying the island. At the time, no one took the proposal seriously. Today, the Danish are looking at the matter differently.
It's hard, of course, in the beginning, everyone kind of chuckled and laughed and thought it was a silly proposal and nothing would come of it. But it's good that we're taking it more seriously now.
Uncertainty is also growing in Greenland itself after the recent daring action by the United States and Venezuela. Everyone is wondering how far the American president might go to achieve his goal. In light of what happened in Venezuela, we need to take this a little more seriously. We also started to think about what Donald Trump might do, given what he did in Venezuela. However, I don't think he would react the same way in Greenland. The Greenlandic authorities themselves are toning down the mood, emphasizing that they want further constructive cooperation with the U.S. We do not believe that we are in a situation where the country could be taken over overnight. That is why we repeat that we want good cooperation and a return to the status quo and good cooperation that we had in the past. However, Greenland as an autonomous territory dependent on Denmark must look primarily to Copenhagen. Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen takes Donald Trump's words very seriously and points out that an armed takeover of the island would effectively mean the end of the North Atlantic Alliance. I believe that the U.S. president should be taken seriously when he says he wants Greenland. However, I want to make it clear that if the United States decides to launch a military attack on another NATO country, it will be the end. This includes our NATO and the security it has provided since the end of World War II. Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk also wanted to add his 2 cents on Greenland. Before leaving for Paris to meet with European leaders on Ukraine, he said the following. There is no doubt that the issue of Greenland, which we did not foresee or plan for, will also be a topic of discussion. It has sparked great emotion throughout Europe. It turned out that the Polish Prime Minister was wrong again, and a few hours later, he said the following. No one wanted to spoil the mood of good cooperation regarding Ukraine, so no one, not even the Danish Prime Minister, raised the issue of Greenland. Prime Minister, why on earth did you talk about this issue before the meeting, even though, as you say after the meeting, no one wanted to spoil the atmosphere on a matter that is crucially important for Poland? Let's agree that the issue of Greenland is not a priority for Poland. It is an important issue for Greenlanders, Denmark, and the United States. Several European countries, led by Germany and France, have expressed their support for Denmark. There is concern that the issue of Greenland will further worsen relations between Europe and the United States. All I can say is that Greenland, like the Faroe Islands, is part of the Kingdom of Denmark, and since Denmark is a member of NATO, Greenland will, in principle, be defended by NATO. The future of the island is attracting widespread interest around the world. Famous Icelandic singer Björk posted on social media calling on the people of Greenland to declare independence and drawing attention to the scandalous treatment of the indigenous people by the authorities in Copenhagen in the 1960s. I wish all Greenlanders blessing in their fight for independence. Icelanders are extremely relieved that they managed to break from the Danish in 1944. We didn't lose our language. My children would be speaking Danish now, and I burst with sympathy for Greenlanders repeatedly, especially like when the case came up about the forced contraception, where 4,500 girls as young as 12 got IUD without their knowledge between 1966 and 1970. Interestingly, the Greenlandic government formed in March last year is in favor of gradually regaining independence from Denmark in the long term. Meanwhile, the radical independence party, Nalarak, Iraq doubled its 2021 result and came second in the elections with nearly 25% of the vote.